Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Jewish Testament, but I use the King James Version of the Christian Bible to put together the prophecy from the Old Testament prophets. It became the Book of Zion. When I went to publish the Book of Zion, I found out that I had to write another book because the Book of Zion is written entirely in Bible verse and therefore unpublishable on its own. So I wrote the Potsmoker's Bible. Contained within the Book of Zion was a set of instructions that I was uniquely qualified to follow, so I did. And the very last thing that I'm required to do in order to set the stage for Zion, the prophecy, I am to publish peace. And I'm doing so here on YouTube and social media platforms by reading to you from the manuscripts that I have written. Today I'm reading to you from the 27th chapter of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the 24th and final chapter of the Book of Zion. It's called In the Last Days. I'm going to take up where I left off last time. It goes like this. If you may not think that you are powerful. After all, you're just one person. But so is everyone else. We are all just one person, but there are billions of us just ones. So you, by your choice, are that just one that adds to or takes away from those in power. You are the most powerful of all. We all are. Because each choice we make matters. Only you can choose where your just one ends up. What would happen if no one ever bought a Nike shoe? Nike would go broke. No more Nike shoes. You would simply buy another brand, or you would find a shoemaker. Boy, do we need shoemakers. That's a lost art almost. You would still have shoes to wear, though. But the corporation that owns the Nike brand just lost all of their dollars, pesos, da-da-da, etc., etc. Poof, they're gone. So, what if Nike goes down? What if everyone simply stopped buying every brand? What if we just stopped buying their junk? What if every purchase we made was based on need and planetary impact? Our society would fall apart. Our economy would crash. Stocks would plummet. The jobs would end. The corporations would fail. The government would shut down. Money would cease to be a thing. Chaos. But it wouldn't happen all at once. We wouldn't see it until months later, when the market hits a critical point. At first, the stock market would have a downturn. The government would step in and adjust the bank rate to encourage spending. Stocks would continue to fall, however, and the corporations would start to panic. The sales would begin, as the overly inflated profit margins would be adjusted to encourage consumers to start buying again. So it would take time for the end to occur. But it would still come. The brand names would start to fail. The corporations would then start to fail as their brands failed. The economy would take a nosedive. The rich would find themselves as poor as we are, having lost everything in the crash. Poof, gone. If we refuse to buy what they sell, they come to their end. In the meantime, we, who after all have the power, have had the time to plan and implement our plans. for the means for our survival. We have a market of our own now. We grow our own food. We weave our own cloth for clothes. We create our own power and water. We make our own things. We, who made them powerful, are the ones that can take their power away. After all, that power is ours, and ours alone to give. So, whatever the consumer buys, they empower. Whatever the consumer rejects is discarded. The consumer has all the true power. The person with the bank account has your power because you gave it to them. They didn't have any power other than their own. But now they have yours and everyone else's that has bought into the brand that rich person owns. You gave them your power because you are the consumer. Or you can become a condemner. I condemn the corporate way. I condemn. I don't condone. Either you literally buy into a brand or you don't. You can condemn the corporate mentality of money for everything and nothing for free. Condemn them. Don't condone the use of money as a power base. Stop buying because we are all dying. The corporate mentality of consumer wealth is wrong, so condemn it. Imagine living in a place where the air is clean, the water is clean. The town you live in is able to provide for all of your basic needs, and you are free to be who you truly are. Your job is to provide your local people with your goods and or services. Your children are safe and smart, and no one would ever imagine doing them harm. Imagine Zion, a place of plenty for all. I imagine Zion every day, and I do everything I am able to do to make it real. I give my love freely to all that I come into contact with. I do good deeds every day. I only buy what I need. I always use local when I can. I don't just imagine Zion, I live Zion. In order to solidify matter, we must imagine it real, in real time, in the now. Now, I take the in from not in the not observed wave and change it to the now observed wave. We observe the wave in our chosen form. We decide, then we act to make the physical changes to create the observed desired outcome. We do the deed. It's not enough to imagine a thing. Physical things must be changed. Only you can do a thing. You decide. Imagine and do whatever needs to be done. You have to generate the numbers to change things, to change the outcomes. That can only be done in the physical plane. To imagine alone is to forever dream of what can never be. Once I conceived of the place Zion, I began to tell people about it. I told everyone who would listen. I began to do the deed. I created the Temple of Zion in order to do what the prophecy required of me. I created not just the dream or idea of Zion, but I made Zion real in the physical world. First, Zion took shape in my daydream. I imagined it fully formed in my heart, and I hold its image in my mind. Then, I took action. I actualized it in reality. I told people, I opened the Temple of Zion. I challenged the state of Nebraska. I spoke the words of Isaiah as required. I went to prison, and I served my sentence. I wrote this book. I am publishing it now. I created Zion, from conception to the generations of members. Now, I had 50 members of the Temple of Zion, who even now, some of them believe. None of them. Some of them never believed, but some of them do truly believe. And there are others in Oregon and in Colorado. We're everywhere. And our numbers are growing. We will actualize the place Zion. We have the numbers. 50 members plus everybody they know. 50 plus all the good that we've done in the name of Zion. So, this society is a brand name society. So let's make Zion a brand. Use that name. If you're an artist, advertise yourself as an artist of Zion. Then use the money to help create your local chapter of the Temple of Zion. Observe the Sabbath. Create your own Zion market. Become a force for Zion. Help me make Zion the only brand there is. Homegrown. Home-owned. All for all. When we decide to fulfill the prophecy of Zion, we enact a preset matrix that the gray embedded in the earth's matrix. The word or brand Zion resonates through time-space. When the prophecy was set, the name Zion was put as a binding agent. When that name is spoken, the energy of that wave is set into the Zion matrix, adding to the true power base of the reality Zion. The word has the power of all those who have ever spoken it. When I call upon the energy of the matrix and manipulate the reality, I am empowered by every voice, i.e. soul, that spoke or believed their name. All of their belief is converted to me across time-space. Zion is a separate and powerful matrix in the earth. To call upon the name Zion is to access the powerful Zion matrix. It is this ancient word of power that is the source of all that we do. That is the most powerful word on earth. It combines the energy of the three Torah-based religions. 54% of religious people give their energy to the word Zion through the Abrahamic religions. Because when the matrix was set, the three Abrahamic faiths were bound to Zion. Abraham gives his authority and power to Zion. When a thought form is created, it is set in the matrix of the planet it comes from. The matrix, created through imagination, and the thought waves generated, centers the energy in time-space, anchoring the thought form to reality. All reality is set through the thought form that creates solid matter. Once set, a thought form gathers the energy bound to it in the setting of the pattern of the form. So all who come into the Abrahamic thought form, i.e. religion, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, align their energy matrix to that thought form, Zion. And I'm going to end there for this session. So, may the Great watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your kill choice when we get to Zion. If you use drugs, stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. I wrote 2 books about it. My name is Zion. I love you way too much to ever say goodbye. So I'm going to say later now.